Okay, welcome home. I love a good question. It's fun to be able to ask someone a really deep, thought-provoking question. Most of the questions we get asked every day is how are you, where are you from, what do you do for work? So Reddit, here we go. What is the smallest thing for which you are grateful? Smallest? Fresh air, for sure. How do you say small? How can you say that something's small? Something is small. How can you say that? Every blessing is grand. But if we're gonna be technical, I'm grateful for air, fresh air. I was literally on vacation. We had a nice place to stay and stuff, but the heater was on super high where I was staying. Also, I took Amtrak on the way to the vacation destination. It was kind of stuffy in one of the cars. Not the whole time, but some of the time it was kind of stuffy in the car. I kept thinking, I'm so happy, I'm so grateful to have fresh air to look forward to. Sometimes when you're sick, the world is over. It just makes you feel once you're back to good health, even though it was just a little cold, it makes you so grateful for little things. That's how I felt about air. Who has had the most positive impact in your life? Who? Positive? My sister? I don't know. Positive impact? Probably one of my best friends has had the most positive impact on my life. They're just a very positive person, and I feel however the energy of the person you're around is, that's what they're gonna leave you with. They just left me with positive energy, thoughts, a positive perspective. Yeah. If you could use a time machine, would you rather have one that only goes back in time or only goes forward? Back in time. Why would I want to go forward in time? You want to be able to change. You want to be able to change history. The future is inevitable unless you die. Sorry. Definitely want to go back in time because I want to be able to change the past. If I made a mistake or something, I want to be able to make a change. Or if we have terrible history, then I want to be able to go back in the past and change history. I would say that. If you got a promotion, job, a college acceptance, an accolade award, or just generally accomplished something major, who is the first person you tell and how do you think they'd react? My sister, she'd just be oh my god, if you saw that's great. She'd probably also take me to dinner because she's a very nice person and she would do that. Where do you wish you had grown up? I'm very grateful to have grown up in Malaysia, but I probably choose Scotland because I love Scotland. I like cold weather. It's my favorite. It's my favorite. So I probably choose Scotland. Didn't know what else to say. Specifically the Highlands, because I just think I would vibe out really good there. I didn't visit the Highlands when I went. I just went to Glasgow and Edinburgh. I love nature. What is something you're terrible at but wish you could do well? I'm terrible at telling stories. I wish I could tell stories better. I think I have some good stories and I'm not good at telling stories. Also, I love receiving a good story. I love listening to a good story. I wish I could give that experience to other people. Unfortunately, I can't. What was the most recent thing that made you cry? It was visiting the masjid that is in New York. I cried a ton there, actually, a lot. Because I hadn't been there since I was a kid and it made me very emotional to see Islam being practiced where I was born. I have never really seen it like that. I never saw it's the 96th Street Masjid and I just never saw it in person that I remember because I left the States when I was very young, when I was 5. Cried a lot. I was sobbing. What are the books, movies, games that never get old and always make you feel better when you're down? If I were to choose a book, it would probably be Lord of the Flies. A TV show, I think, would be Lost. Friends, Donnie Darko. Yeah. What was the best year of your life and the worst? The best year of my life was probably 2016 because it was very impactful. I also learned a lot about the world and learned a lot about myself spiritually. I also got to experience a lot of new things. I got to experience a lot of new things and make really cool friends. The worst year? It's been pretty rough. I haven't had a worst year, alhamdulillah, because I had years that had really great moments in them and not great moments, but never just completely bad, alhamdulillah. 2018. That's a whole nother thing, but okay, let's make that a bit lower. What is a childhood memory that you remember especially well? Okay, so this is a weird one. Till this day, I'm not sure whether it was a dream or it's an actual memory. It's a really weird memory. I have very few childhood memories. The one that I remember is literally standing in the living room. It's flashes of a memory, but I was standing in my house, the living room in my house, and there's just a blue aura around me. Then there's another memory I have adjacent to that one where I was literally in a field and I was walking by myself and I was 5 or 4, a super, a baby, toddler though, and I was walking by myself and I was in a field and there was like all this green around me and everything. Again, like there was like a blue, it's not a light, but it's like a hue. I don't know how to explain it, but it was like all blue. And like I remember the exact shade, like I remember the exact moment. Like it's very vivid, but I don't know how this could be true because I was alone and I was like 4 or 5 years old and walking in a field. Yeah, it's a weird memory. What is the closest you've ever come to dying? Okay guys, I feel like I have died and come back to life, but I can't prove it. I fell asleep once and literally felt my whole soul being pulled from my body. It was not being pulled by someone, it was like suction or a vacuum. It was like going into space. Obviously I couldn't see because I was not using my eyes. I could see with consciousness. It was like a vacuum was pulling my soul out of my body. I was like saying the Shahada. If you don't know what the Shahada is, it's the declaration of faith. Like obviously I wasn't in my body or whatever, but like I could feel my body back on earth. I could feel it. I was like trying to like move my finger to say the Shahada. Like once I started saying it, like I went back into my body and I just woke up. I remember feeling like it was true. I just remember feeling it was happening to me in real life, and it was pretty freaky. But also at that time I had gone through so many weird things that I was like, meh. Do you have a personal mantra? If so, what? My personal mantra is live and let live, because I think people need to live more and definitely let other people live as well. What fact about yourself took you the longest to understand or accept? And is that I suffer deeply from cognitive dissonance and just not doing what I want to do and always doing what I think I'm supposed to be doing. It's kind of bad, but we live and we learn. What fictional character do you most relate to? I would say Thomas Shelby from Peaky Blinders. For some reason, I just relate to him a lot. He just has such an interesting soul to his character. He's very dynamic. He accepts the darkness of life, but also accepts the light of it. Like not either or, positive or negative. He's kind of just like in reality, I guess. And he somehow like makes it out of really like weird and wild and unexpected situations unscathed. What is the most important quality you look for in a friend? Good character, simplicity. Good character and simplicity. Those are the most important qualities. What is your favorite word and why? I feel like a child. Probably indignation, because it's a really nice word to explain how I feel or how I felt a lot in my life. What is the most ordinary seeming thing that you find fascinating? The sky, probably nature. I'm just intrigued by nature. I've noticed a lot of people don't think it's amazing, but I think the sky is crazy. Honestly, I can't believe we live here. Like I can't, every day, like I'll go outside and I'm just like, not every day, but like when I do go outside, I tend to think to myself, I can't believe we live here. It is a heaven. What is your favorite thing about the place you grew up? The place I grew up is Malaysia, and probably the people. People aren't things, but I should say like the spirit of Malaysia. I love it. It's so simple, kind, easygoing, positive. It's like perfect for a human being to heal in. If you're looking for healing, I would say go to Malaysia, spend time there to recalibrate. It's a great place, mashallah. I mean, I could do a whole video just on how much I love Malaysia and how great of a place it is. Allah for them. If the seasons never changed, what would you most like to live in eternally? I would definitely say winter. Winter. I love winter. Saudi winters are my favorite winters. Cold, cool air and clear blue skies. Chef's kiss. Alright, so those were a few of the questions. Like 200 questions on this list. I thought I'd just like do a few of them because it's for fun. Anyway, thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.